Hi and welcome back to The Books Are Everywhere. It is October 1st. Welcome to October, everybody. And I thought I would do a few days, it's like a weekend cozy autumn reading vlog is my aim for this vlog. Because it's actually Sunday right now, but I do have tomorrow off as well. It's the end of my few weeks off when I went to America and I had a bit of time off after to recover from the jet lag, which I'm still recovering from, honestly. I didn't wake up till like 20 past 10 this morning, and that is quite late for me. And once I'm back in the office on Tuesday, I will need to be going up at 7:30 again. So anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about. I am going back to work on Tuesday, so it's not a weekend reading vlog, but it is 2 days. It's Sunday and Monday, and I don't have too many plans over the next few days. I'm out this afternoon at like a music thing with my parents, like a laid back, it's kind of like a family gathering, but it's like music. They do like live music, and some of the people in my family are very musical and amazing singers. So they just have this thing every month, I think it is, on a Sunday afternoon where everyone gets together at a boat club and has food together and sings and performs, and it's like a community thing. It's really nice. I haven't been for a long time, so I'm doing that this afternoon. And then I am going to the cinema tonight with my friend Amy to see Hocus Pocus, which has kind of inspired me to do this vlog because I went to see The Exorcist last night on my own, and I'm going to see Hocus Pocus tonight, and I thought there's a few autumnal activities going on here. I would also like to maybe get out to some shops tomorrow. I do need to find a frame, which I'll talk about in a minute, and I just want to see if I can get a blanket for the bed maybe, and a few like autumnal bits. We'll see. I really want autumnal stuff. And I love when you see people decorating for autumn, but I don't want to spend the money on stuff I'm only going to display for like a few months of the year and also have to store it the rest of the year, so I don't really know whether I'll get all that much, but it would be nice to maybe get a few little bits to go around the house, so I don't know. We will see, but I might take you on that trip tomorrow if I do manage to get out and find a few bits if I go shopping, which is the plan for tomorrow. And also reading. I am currently reading Wanderlust by Jen Malone. This is a book I picked up in America and I'm absolutely loving it so far, which I'm so glad about because I was umming and ahhing about whether to bring this home with me because we were very limited on space in our hand luggage, and Mark convinced me to get it because this has been on my TBR for like probably 7 or 8 years and I've never seen it in the UK. We cannot get it here, and it is so cute. It's about this girl called Aubrey, or Brie, who is convinced to take over her sister's summer job as a tour bus driver for the elderly, and it's so much fun so far. I'm just over halfway through and I've honestly been in bed most of the morning just reading this because I don't want to put it down. It's just so much fun. It's so cute, it's so wholesome, and she is also having this kind of romance with the tour owner's son. However, she's also pretending to be her sister while she's on this, hosting this tour, and his whole like keeping a lot from everybody. So he's gonna find out at some point. It's gonna be this big drama, and it's so predictable. I imagine that like they're gonna have an argument about it or something, or he's gonna get upset about it naturally, and then they'll end up together again by the end of it. So that is where my predictions lie at the moment, but I don't care. I'm having a lot of fun. It's also like it stretches the truth a little bit, or like I can imagine that the things happening in this would never happen in real life. Just like the premise of the tour is that she's pretending to be her sister, which is all a little bit like far-fetched anyway, but then she also leaves her phone and this like binder with all of the information for the tour on the plane in the back seat pocket. Sorry, my dad called me. Anyway, I'm back, and I think what I was saying is that she left the binder and her phone in this back pocket of the seat in front of her on the plane. Anyway, having done 4 flights in the past week, the rest of the book, well, is basically on the knowledge that they don't recover her phone or the binder, and then it ends up flying back to America because this plane is going between Philly and Amsterdam, I think, and it's on the way back to Philly. Just wouldn't happen. Like, there's this line in there about how the cleaners missed it on the plane or whatever. Like, surely they check the seat back pockets of every seat before they take off again, because like there's probably some stuff in there. Like, they need to replenish the sick bags and check the safety cards. Like, I know it might be a quick turnaround, but I just feel like that should be checked and shouldn't end up on a flight back to the States. But maybe I just have too much belief in airplane companies. I don't know. Anyway, I just thought it was a bit like, I don't feel like your phone and this binder would end up flying between countries for ages and you'd never recover it, but maybe it'll turn up at some point. I don't know, it still hasn't turned up. But yeah, that's the only thing I think. I just have to suspend belief a bit for that. But anyway, this is what I'm reading. Do have some options because I'm hoping to finish this in the next, probably today if I carry on reading at the speed I am, but obviously I am going out soon and doing stuff, so I don't know. I do have some options for when I finish that. But if I can finish this on the first day of October, admittedly I did start it yesterday, then I will be very happy with how my reading's going. So yeah, I am going out, as I said, in probably about an hour's time. So I don't have too much time now. What I'm going to do now is something I've been meaning to do since we moved in here a few months ago. Try and put some pictures on the walls, or at least have a plan of the pictures I want to put on the walls. I have two big pictures which I want to put on my green wall, which I still haven't done yet. Might try and do that first. I need to find a tape measure somewhere. And then I used to have an art wall in my old room at my parents' house that some of you may remember from vlogs. I'm gonna try and put that art wall back on this wall above my bed, this plain wall. So I would like to try and just organise some of that. Doing an art wall is pretty, like, it's very random, so I need to try and kind of plan it out and see how my frames will look. The thing I need to get a frame for is this, which is on the autumnal theme, Animal Crossing autumnal scene, Halloween scene. This I bought back from Utah because we went to the Comic-Con in Salt Lake City, FanX, while we were there. And there was a stall, I bought 3 prints from them. 2 of them are not for me, they were for my brother and my friend, but they had all of these Animal Crossing every season, and I was trying to decide which season. I was torn between this one and spring, but I love this one. It's so cute and I felt like it would go with my room, and I just love all the details in it. So yeah, the artist is Nick Lanza, if anyone's interested. I also love the font so much, so yeah, I need to find a frame for that and plan out this wall and see where everything's going to go, and hopefully get some stuff on the walls. So that's what I'm going to do next before I go out, and then I'm going to head out, see Hocus Pocus later, and yeah, all of that stuff. morning, it's the next day, it's Monday now, and I will do a proper sit down update with you in a second, but I just wanted to say I have been watching Becca's Sprints this morning and started a new book, and I put these on the wall yesterday, as you saw in the earlier b-roll in this video. I still have all of the frames down there to go, and I need to pick up some frames today. But I have made progress, which is more than I could say yesterday in terms of putting frames on the wall. But anyway, I'm going to put you down and we'll have a proper chat. Okay, hello. Yeah, yesterday I did those frames and I went to the music thing that I said about yesterday, and then me and Amy went to see Hocus Pocus last night. Obviously didn't take any like video of that because it's the cinema. You're not supposed to take video in there. But yeah, it was lovely to see Hocus Pocus again, and to see it in cinema was cool, and some of the audience were like so into it. Like found it more funny than it actually is, but it was nice to see people enjoying it. So yeah, that was cool. And then I went to see Amy's dog, who has grown so much since I last saw him. He was like a tiny puppy when I last saw him, and he's like this big now. But yeah, I saw him briefly. And then I came home and stayed and just like going to bed and read the rest of Wanderlost last night. I had like 100-ish pages left when I got back at like 10:30, 11-ish last night, so I just read all of the rest of it before bed, because like this isn't you know, it's not like, what's the word? You don't need to like keep reading it. It's not like a thriller. You don't want to find out what's happening. Like I said to you yesterday, I think it was pretty predictable, but it's such an easy read and I just found it quite captivating, even though it's not really like, on paper, it's not really that kind of book, but I just really liked being in this story and I found it really fun, and I love this concept. It was so unique, just the idea of this like teenage girl just travelling around Europe with 6 old age pensioners. It was just so much fun, and I really liked it, and I really liked Aubrey's growth throughout this book. It was a little far-fetched in places, as I said yesterday I think when I was talking about it, but I really enjoyed reading it. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars, which actually I think was higher than I expected to give this book. I think I expected this to be less original than it was, and to feel a bit like samey in comparison to other books, but it was very unique in the concept of these travelling with these old age pensioners. It had some really heartfelt moments, but it had some really funny moments as well, and really fun, entertaining moments with like grandma's skinny dipping and things like that. It was great, and I loved the travel aspect as well of going around Europe to all of these cities. So yeah, really enjoyed this one. Really glad that I did decide to bring this back from America. Thank you to Mark for pushing me to actually do that, because I was not going to. I was going to try and find an ebook version of this, but I really enjoyed it and I'm really glad that I did pick this one up. I don't know about like since this book whether Jen Malone has written much else. In the back of this there is an advert for her other book, Map to the Stars, which apparently was an ebook exclusive, but it says it's about like paparazzi in Hollywood, so it's not really what I would be drawn towards in comparison to this, but I might have a look. I don't know if I said this yesterday as well, but one of the interesting things about this book, it was published in 2016, which is probably around the time I added it to my TBR on Goodreads, and the difference in 8 years, I've never really considered it before, but the pop culture references in here, kind of crazy. Like, I can't remember if I said this out loud to somebody or if I said this on video, so maybe I already said it, but it mentions Skype, and like I don't think we really use Skype that much anymore, as like I think you would probably FaceTime somebody over Skype, I don't know. And like it mentions eHarmony as a reference. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like Tinder would be a more commonly used reference now. There was just a few bits in there that I thought like it does feel a little dated in those aspects, and it is insane to me how quickly these things change and move on. But yeah, that's the only like, it wasn't a bad point of the book, it was just interesting to think that I don't necessarily think these things would be used now, but maybe they would, maybe it's just me. But yeah, And then this morning I started Watch Over Me by Nina LaCour. I am only 50 pages in so far after one of Becca's sprints that I was watching this morning, but I'm enjoying this so far. It's different than how I expected. It's following Mila, who has just graduated from high school. She's aged out of the foster care system and she's moving in as like an intern in this like farmhouse looking after younger children. Sounds really interesting. I feel like it's got hints of darkness in here and I feel like it could be quite emotional and sad, but we will see how we go. But I feel like I am going to enjoy it and it's interesting so far. It's not necessarily what I expected from this book, but yeah, I'm going to carry on reading that one today, and I am about to go to the bank and go shopping, so you can come with me for that because I'm hoping to at least look at, maybe pick up some autumnal goodies along with like frames and things that I said I needed, so let's go do that. Hello, I am back from my errand of running to the bank and also went to a few shops, and I thought I'd do a quick haul with you. I managed to get stuff that I wanted. Didn't need anything I guess, but stuff that I wanted. I didn't manage to find a blanket that I liked or any like autumnal Halloweeny bits, but I just struggle with that stuff, as I think I said yesterday. Like, I struggle just knowing that it's going to be in a box for most of the year, so it has to be something really special and not too much money for me to like buy it. So I did not purchase anything apart from a candle, which I'll show you, so I guess that kind of counts, but I wanted like a pumpkin-y candle. What I did manage to find is these candlestick holders, which I've been looking for ages, any that I just liked because I have some like dinner candles that somebody gave me and I've just not been able to burn them because I've not had candlestick holders, and they're nice to have on the table. So managed to find these, which are only £2 each in the range, so happy with those. I got like a greeny kind of one and a white one, and then I also got these, which are advent candles. They're way too big for these, but you burn them down on the run up to Christmas, and we've always done this in my house. So I got one for here and one for my parents because we always struggle to find them, but I did find them and they were only £2 each, so I am prepared for that, and it's just like a nice tradition that we've always had, so thought it would be nice to continue on with that. I did also get picture frames. I got this one, which is for like photos, but what I want to put in them is these postcards, so they are going to be a little bit small, but it was the closest I could find. They might be okay actually, but yeah, it was the closest I could find. I have these like old postcards of Kew Gardens that I found in a bookshop, and I don't know how old these are, but me and Mark went for our anniversary last year, so I really liked them even though I bought them way after we went, like 6 months after we went. I also found this frame, which was the only one that worked, or should work, sorry for the reflections, for this because it's such an awkward size and it might just fit. I'm hoping it will be okay in there. We'll find out. It's the only one that was any like close to what I needed. All of them were 16 inches by 12 and this is 17 inches by 11. So we'll see, we'll see. And then the candle I bought for myself is this golden pumpkin one, which smells amazing, and it's like buttery, kind of cinnamony. It's really nice. I had one similar to this maybe a couple of years ago and I wanted to find something like that again because I really loved that candle, and I am running out slowly, so I felt like it was time for me to buy another one because I'm struggling to find one on my shelves because I keep them on my bookshelves that I can actually burn. The ones I've got left are like half burnt down and won't burn anymore, and I need to like melt them down. I did also buy this one for my friend for Christmas because it's just perfect for her. I did not mean to start Christmas shopping, but you know, when something like that comes up and you're like, yeah, that would be perfect, I just had to get it. So that's my little haul. Also got frozen Greggs sausage rolls and some toilet roll, but you didn't need to see that. And the sausage rolls are already in the oven. So anyway, I'm gonna go and try and get some of these on my wall. I couldn't find the command strips I wanted, which is really annoying. I've been hanging and I hung these on my wall yesterday with command hooks so I'm not nailing anything into the wall. They're these Velcro sticky strips, and you stick one to the wall and one to the picture and then stick them together. I've used these in rentals before and they are brilliant, but so yeah, I trust them and they're great. However, I need, I think, a couple more. I did see them, but I stupidly didn't buy them because they didn't have everything I needed. So I didn't buy anything in that shop in the end, but I also need to find actual hook ones, and I couldn't find the right hook ones, which was annoying me, really annoying me, because I could find everything but the hooks, and I have my fairy lights around my room are on the same hooks. I don't know where I got them from, I can't remember where I bought them. And I need another pack of those, so I might have to order them off eBay or something. But for now I do have these, which should be enough for me to at least hang the pictures I'm planning on hanging on this wall. So we will see. That is my task for this afternoon. So we'll see how we get on. But yeah, that was my shopping trip.
We met when we were 21. Now I'm proud to say you're the one. Can't let anyone tear us apart. You knew who I was from the start. I'm admiring your big heart and learning how I brought you this far. 3 years gone by so fast. I'm making every moment with you last. I don't know anyone as sweet as you. You're a mango in disguise, I can't get over you.
Okay, it's as done as it will be for now. I have another few things I want to put up there, but I'm toying with ideas. I have this one, which is quite big, that I'm thinking about putting here. However, it would then be really low. And I would quite like a bed with a higher headboard. So if I put that there, I'd have to move it if I didn't got a new bed. So I don't know, I'm toying with a few ideas. I know it looks a bit lopsided at the moment because I've left that side, this empty space here, because I'm not sure, but I did also run out of command strips, even though I had to go out halfway through and get more. I've run out again. I think it's easy to forget that you have to use 4 for each frame, and that's quite a lot of frames. So it's probably cost me quite a bit to just hang these on the wall because I'm using command strips for all of them. So yeah, it's 4 on each frame, and even though I got more, I didn't have enough and I need more for other bits and bobs around the room. So I've got a few embroidery hoops that were gifted to me that I want to hang on the side of my bookcase. I need hooks for them. There's several little bits like that I need to get some more command strips and hooks for. I also have this flag from Hale and Wye, the town of books in Wales where the literature festival is. I want to hang this above my window, and I'm going to try and do it on command strips, I think. But I also need to get some more for that because I ran out of those for this as well. And I have this moon decoration thing that was painted by my friend Magenta, who has an Etsy shop, which I will link down below if I remember. And I want to hang this up. I need to get a hook for it, so I need to find the right command hooks that won't stand out too much for this. And there's also another frame. There's also this frame, which is on a hook thing, which I wanted to put up today, but I couldn't get a hook for it. This is the first ever photo me and Mark have of us together, so yeah, I would like to hang this one up. I was going to put that one here, but I'm actually now thinking maybe the bigger frame here and then this one will go next to it. So I don't know if any of this is interesting, but I'm going to give you a quick tour of this wall because all of them have stories and I think that's really cute. So I hope you guys find this interesting because I find this interesting. But all of these like have little stories. This one was painted for me by my friend Hannah years and years ago. I love it so much. She's actually been to the place now in Japan as well, so it's really special to me. And this is a drawing. This is the same day as the photo I just showed you. Me and Mark got our like drawing done at Comic-Con. That photo was taken at Comic-Con as well, and we got a drawing done, and it was like we just stood there for like a minute and this guy just did this drawing for us. So that was the same day. And then this was given to me by my friend Courtney, and this is a image of the butterflies in Animal Crossing, some of the butterflies in Animal Crossing. This is my town name, Cassia, my island name. These petals are from a bunch of roses that Mark gave me for Valentine's Day. I think the first year we were together, so 2020. This is Kiki's delivery service. I don't actually know where I got this image now, but I love Ghibli and yeah, it means a lot to me. Then we have Animal Crossing image that I showed you earlier and has been throughout this vlog that I got in Salt Lake City last week. My postcards from Kew Gardens, which I love in that frame, that I actually got in a bookshop in Hale Y, but are like vintage postcards. That's me and Mark in Animal Crossing from like a date we had in the pandemic on the game. And then we have my Miffy card that my friend Beth drew for me. It's actually the front of a card and she painted it, and it's an image on a magnet that I bought for her, so it's very cute. This is a photo, like a digital art print that I got shipped over from Australia of a photographer that I really love. Can't remember his full name, I think it's Jonathan. I will try and remember to link his Twitter account down below, because I love his work and I got that one. It says, it does say something on it. It says I don't know where to begin on it. He does a lot of like similar work to this. This is a Spirited Away. It has more information on the back, but I can't take it down now, the command hook strips are on. It's a Spirited Away storyboard that Mark bought for me for Christmas, I think, a while ago. This is the day that me and Mark actually got together at a vegan nights thing in London on Halloween in 2019. And then this is, last but not least, a little collection photo of me and Mark from around Christmas 2019, I think. I just love this photo. It's very like candid of us, so trying to take a selfie. This is from another Animal Crossing date. This is from a bookshop, and this is the bookshop in Addie, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, that I was given, I think, by my friend G. Gave this one to me. And then this is from the Miffy shop in London because I love Miffy, and I also had a nightlight when I was little of Miffy, so she's been with me a lot throughout my life. I also have my Miffy cuddly toy, which stays on my bed here, from the Miffy shop in London when it was a pop-up shop earlier this year. But yeah, I think that's everything. And then that's there for now. Depending on whether I put it on the wall, I'm not sure, but that's also an Animal Crossing print that Mark got for me from the US. He had it sent over from the US, so yes, I love that print. It's nearly midnight on the 2nd of October, and as you can see, I am in bed. I've been in bed for the past like hour or so, just reading. I honestly, it was about 11:15 and I thought it was 12:15. I don't know why I had the time wrong in my head, and I thought it was an hour later than it was, and I thought, well, I could stay up or I could just go to bed and read, and I decided to just go to bed and read, so that is what I've been doing. I am enjoying this book. It's very different to what I expected, but I guess I didn't really have any expectations of it, but it's really interesting. I feel like all of Nina LaCour's work is very different, but it has been so long since I read something of hers, so I guess I don't really have anything recent to compare it to. But yeah, as I said earlier, it's following Mila, who is newly graduated from high school, and she's moved into this like farm house as like an intern, and she's looking after she's like a school teacher to these kids, mainly this one boy at the moment, but she's also got quite a tortured childhood and past, and she's having these memories come back to her, and there is also physical real ghosts in this book, which I didn't expect. But it does say in the blurb about ghosts, and I didn't know if they were going to be real or if it was just like figuratively speaking, and I think it's a bit of both, in terms of it does talk about her haunted past but also these like physical ghosts. I am enjoying it so far. It is more like darker than I expected it to be. I expected it to be sad, but I didn't expect it to be dark. And it's sad in a very different way to We Are Okay was. It's more heavy, sad. I don't know how to describe it. I don't have a word for it. But yeah, it's quite heavy, it's quite dark. I don't know if there's a difference between upsetting and sad, but yeah, it has a different feeling to it. But I am enjoying it all the same. It has a very timeless quality to it. I was trying to figure out when it was set, but it does mention like mobile phones, so it must be, and like the internet, so it can't be that old. But I don't know when it was set exactly, but it definitely has this like timeless quality, like it could be set anywhere in the past like 50 years and I wouldn't have questioned it, apart from like a few things like the phones and the internet. But yeah, it's really interesting so far. I feel like it has that kind of feeling where it could all come together at the end. Like at the moment it feels a bit like it's floating and I don't really know where it's going. It's quite an ethereal book. It has quite an ethereal quality to it, and the writing is quite poetic, and I do remember that about Nina LaCour, but it feels quite untethered in a way, so I don't really know where it's going. But it's going to be really interesting to see where it does, and it does kind of feel like it's all going to come together at the end and everything's going to make sense. At least I hope. But we will see. I feel like I felt that way about We Are Okay, but it's been so long since I read it that I can't really remember. So yeah, we will see. But yeah, I've read 150-ish pages. I have about 100 to go. I am going to end this vlog here because this was just meant to be like a cozy 2-day vlog for my weekend, and I am going back to work tomorrow. So I need to get some sleep. So I'm going back to work tomorrow morning. So yeah, I am gonna go head off. I had the most frustrating evening this evening. I decided to go to the cinema again by myself to see Blackberry, but it was an unlimited screening, so it was exclusive to people who like pay for a cinema membership like I do. And I got stuck in so much traffic. For some reason the roads were a mess everywhere. I got stuck for so long. I missed the start of the film, like a lot of the start of the film. And then I decided that I could see A Haunting in Venice, which was on like a little bit later. And then I got stuck in more traffic and I missed that too. And I decided that when I had almost got to the cinema, which is like half an hour from my house, in the car, to just turn around and come home, because I was so fed up at that point. I just wanted to come home. So I ended up spending like an hour and 40 minutes of my evening just sat in the car, burning fuel, wasting time because of all the traffic, and just sitting in traffic for like ages, like down a road that should take 2 or 3 minutes to drive down, and I was just stuck in traffic for like 25 minutes. So yeah, it was mad. And you know as well, when you think like if you made a different decision and turned down a different road, it would have been easier, and you don't. Like I was just doing that. But it's fine. it's fine. I came back, I edited a video, I watched some Gilmore Girls, I had a hot chocolate, and I've been reading. So I've had a cosy evening, which has been nice, a relaxing evening when I got back. But anyway, I am gonna head off now and go to bed, and yeah, go back to work tomorrow. But I hope you've enjoyed this like cosy autumnal vlog for the start of October, and I feel like I'm doing quite well with my reading so far this month, considering we're only on day 2, and I think I'll probably finish this one tomorrow around work, and I can move on to my 3rd book of October on the 3rd day of October. That's pretty good going. I have also been reading a little bit of Dracula on audio, but I will not discuss that because I don't want to get into like another discussion, but you can see my thoughts on it in my October wrap up at the end of the month, and my thoughts on this too once I've finished it. Anyway, I'm gonna go, but I hope you've enjoyed this video and I will see you in another one. Bye.